Okay, artists, it is our second day to work on our concentric circles. If you did not finish, oh, my hands are wet. If you did not finish making your concentric circles on your 6 pieces of paper, you need to first do that. So I'm going to finish making my circles. And remember, as a review, they're going to get bigger and bigger as I go out from the center of my paper. So my circle gets larger, and don't forget, when you get to the edge, don't just stop. Pretend that your circles are still on here, but they're so big that only part of it you can see. So that's 4. I'm going to do my 2 last ones here, getting bigger, bigger. When you get done with your concentric circles today, we are going to start to paint them. So once I finish this last one, I think I can still fit a little on the corner here. Okay, and here's my last concentric circle. So start with a dot, get bigger and bigger. Now hopefully you've left space between your lines or your circles here that we can paint in between them. So if you look at the circles on the carpet, they are all colored in, lots of color. So I'm going to start with this first one. When you are done, you can get a paint palette. You'll need to make sure that you have a little cup of water. You and your neighbor can share, so if they already have water, you don't need to get one. And you need to get a paintbrush. Now remember, when we paint, we have to dip, wipe, and then we're going to swipe. Now I have red and pink in this middle area, so I'm going to make sure I don't use red because it won't really show up against my red oil pastel line we used. Now if you want it darker or brighter, you need to swipe a little bit more paint. Okay, time to switch colors, so I need to rinse, so I dip, wipe, and pick a new color. Again, I don't want red because there's a red line, so maybe I'll do a blue. I don't see any blue lines. So I'm going to go in between, very carefully, between the red line and the brown line. We're creating more concentric circles. This time they're with paint. We first made them with oil pastels. And remember, if I want it darker, I get more just paint. Now I'm going to dip and rinse. And I'm going to wipe and pick a new color. I won't want green. The 2 lines are brown and green, so I need to paint inside of them. So I'm going to pick another color, so maybe orange. If the paint hasn't been used today, it's probably going to be dry, so I might sit here and wipe, and I'm not getting much paint, which means I need a little bit more water to pick up that paint from the paint palette. And I'm being a very careful painter, trying to stay inside those 2 lines. I will swipe the paint and then put it between those 2 lines. Time to switch colors. Rinse my paintbrush, wipe. Now the next strip that I need to paint is between green and orange. So I know I'm not going to use green or orange. I need to pick a different color. I haven't used purple yet, so let's use purple. I'm going to wipe some of the paint of purple. I need to dip, wipe, and pick up that purple. I need a little bit more. So if you're having a hard time getting that paint to go on your paper, don't be afraid to start over. Get your paintbrush wet, wipe it, and swipe the paint. All right, so I'm filling this up. I don't want any of the white to show. This is supposed to be a purple circle. So I'm going to try and cover up all the white of the paper. It's not a white circle, it's a purple circle. So I'm going along that green, get a little more water, wipe. The minute I'm having a hard time that paint moving, I know that I need water and I need paint. All right, I forgot to swipe, and notice it got really wet. Dip, wipe, swipe. Okay, my purple line looks completely filled in. Oop, a little bit here. Time to clean my brush and do my last circle. There's still white of the paper showing. Remember, imagine this circle is really big and off the paper. So I'm going to dip, wipe. That's orange there, so I don't want to do an orange color. I haven't done red. Let's do red. So dip, wipe, swipe. Dip, wipe, swipe. And this red circle is big and it goes all the way touching the corners of my paper. My last two corners, and it is okay if you paint the table a little bit. You can see I got some on the table. Actually, I probably will give you guys messy mats to work on, so you don't have to worry about it. So this one is done, and it would go on my messy mat, because at the very end, here's my messy mat. When they're all done, so I would do my next one, and when they all are done, all 6 of them are painted, and there's no white. We made colorful concentric circles with paint. This I'm going to carry to the drying rack. Have fun painting.